Good evening, peeps.
What's up? What's happening, everybody?
Watch your fingies.
Welcome to the second episode of Q&A Live with Crystal Vision Pools, hashtag Cvpoolpros, Tammy and Gary. I was going to do Gary and Tammy, but I decided not to. Oh, and
Shower hair, don't care.
And, sup, fuckers?
It is Thirsty Thursday, so grab your popcorn. Grab your drinks. No need for a glass. Just grab the drink.
And for the less perceptive of you, that actually is wine.
Yeah.
All right, so we are, don't mind me, guys, I'm kind of finishing my dinner here.
And I'm finishing the bottle.
So, a little bit about us. Tammy and I've been doing pools for 31 years. Can I steal one of these?
Yeah.
I have been a service and repair tech on pools.
I should have my peep headbands on.
For probably about 20 years, maybe a little longer. 22, 25, somewhere around there. Started in the pool industry about 31 years ago.
Good evening, whoever.
Good evening, whoever's on.
It's not showing us anything.
Yeah, it's not showing us who you are. You should probably have your phone.
It's charging.
Oh. Anyway, so I've been in the industry for 31 years. I have done every facet of the industry. I've done construction. I don't like it. I have done retail. Didn't have any problems with it. I enjoyed it while I did it. But I actually became a manager of a store. I have held higher positions in every industry. What's up, Sean?
Hey, Sean.
I have held high positions in every aspect except for construction because I wasn't in it long. I just didn't like it. But in retail and service, I have held very high positions throughout my years in the business. One thing that I can tell you is I have watched, unfortunately, the decline of the industry in the last 15 and really bad in the last 5 and really, really bad in the last 2. The sheer lack of knowledge of a lot of the newbies that are coming in and then they're not being taught because the people that originally, like guys like that I learned from, they got out of it. They've retired. They have died off, passed away, and they've handed it to next of kin, step next of kin, in-law next of kin, whatever the case may be.
It was hot as hell up here too, Sean, today.
Yeah, it's hot here too. But, the lack of knowledge and training that people are getting today because of, the older generation retiring is really starting to shine, unfortunately. That's shining is not a good thing. That shining is not a good thing. So we are picking up a lot of the slack, for lack of a better way to put it, for, unfortunately, other companies. I mean, I hate to say that, and I'm not going to pinpoint anybody, but this is not out of my mouth. This is coming out of customers' mouths that are coming to us from other companies. Very annoyed, and just wanting results. And that's one thing Tammy and I are very good at. We get results. No matter what we're doing, we get results. Tammy has been in it 9 years with me. Her and I have been together 10 years. And she got into it with me about... Keep in mind, she is drinking fucking wine.
No, I've only had like 4 sips so far.
It was up to like here.
It wasn't up to there.
Forceps. Anyway,
You're exaggerating.
yeah, I'm exaggerating, right? So Tammy.
What's up, Tammy?
So Tammy's been in it. This Tammy, not that Tammy. This Tammy has been in it about 9 years, and I will tell you that in those 9 years, she has taken this
Here's
industry.
to vacation, Tammy. I saw your post.
She has taken this industry and just run with it. Plumbing, you name it, cleanings,
Liners.
chemistry, liners, you name it. She does it. So the really cool thing about having my wife as my partner, basically, is I know that she's got my back, and that is huge in this industry. So when you talk to the office, that's who you're talking to. Talking to her. I have nothing to do with the office. I don't want anything to do with the office.
Most of the time in the van.
Yeah, office is pretty much the van. That's not a joke.
We have a mobile office.
But you know, it's a passion, and this has been a passion of mine. I was an auto mechanic for a lot of years. I was an auto mechanic for over 30 years. I enjoyed it at first. Still know all of it. I just don't want to do that for a living anymore. I got tired of it. Got tired of buying tools. Got tired of going to schools. Just didn't make enough money in it. I got tired of it. But when I got into pools, accidentally, and I just never looked back. So Tammy got in with me.
There's a glare.
And the same thing. She just never looked back. So anyway, a little bit about us. This Q&A is for questions. So obviously Q&A, questions and answers. That's what that means for those of you who don't know.
Are you sure?
No. So if anybody has questions about their pools, this is the time that you get to know your pools.
Or pools in general.
Yeah, pools in general.
You're thinking about getting a pool.
See you later, Sean. Have a good one.
Bye,
thanks for tuning
good night.
in. If you and here's the thing, a lot of people say to me, "Oh my God, I don't know why you do all these lives and stuff. You're educating people; they won't need you." It's not a need thing. Our customers don't need us. Our customers want us. Most of our customers don't want to take care of their own pools. That's out of their mouths. They have no desire to take care of their own pools. So, in that fact, we like educating them because then when we tell them something's wrong, they know what to look for and they know we're not lying to them. It actually works the opposite way you would think. So, that is where we've gained a lot of customers because of that. And to me and to Tammy, that's a pride thing. Like that's big. You don't get the marketing department of Villanova University calling your name and asking you to be part of their schedule, their basketball team's schedule because you do shitty work. Let's put it that way. And yes, I'm serious. We will be on their schedule coming this season. Matter of fact, 3 months from now, we'll be on their schedule in November, mid to late November, and it'll be in through till like March.
Yep, through March Madness.
But anyway, if you have any questions, now's the time to ask. That's what we're here for. That's what this Q&A live is for. This is the second one. So if you know people that want to learn about their pools, let them know about this thing. We do it the first of every month, and it's starting off slow, but we're doing it the first of every month, and we will answer whatever questions you have to the best of our ability, and be goofballs in the process, because that's kind of what we do.
Tammy, did you get a hold of Jesse for the deck? The deck. I would like to stain my deck.
Oh my God.
Did you watch that one that I sent you about the caulk?
No, I didn't have to. I'd seen that before. I heard yours, actually.
do you do if you have leaky caulk? It don't matter if you have white caulk.
If you're Joe Biden, you get the pence.
Black caulk.
No comment.
Bring on the questions regarding pools. If you're having any issues and you can't get them fixed, you need us to come out, whatever, ask away. We will answer to the best of our knowledge. Bunny hopper. I should put some shock in the pool. Who else is in here yet? Tammy, are you still in here? I should probably turn on the back light.
Yeah, but it doesn't stay on.
Wow. If anybody new popped on,
Yeah, I'm watching.
we are doing Q&A on pools. Come hang outside with us Thursday night. It's actually really nice out.
Yeah, it's still muggy.
Not too bad though.
Pretty muggy out.
Questions. Where are the questions?
A lot of people still don't realize we're doing that.
Where all did you put the thing up?
Well, a little while ago I put it up in a bunch of the groups, but I put up that there was a little bit of a time change and I did it late. I didn't do that earlier.
Uh-huh.
Mm-hmm. Be sure, with the extreme heat that we're having, again, at least up here in PA, make sure you guys are checking your chlorine levels often. When it's hot like this, I recommend checking it actually 3 times a week. I recommend checking it Monday after the weekend, Wednesday, middle of the week, and then Friday going into the weekend. Just as a rule of thumb. And if you have a large bather load, which is swimmers, make sure you're checking it right after they're out and shocking, because chances are you're probably going to need it. And also, if anybody's wearing suntan lotion, make sure you are, if you have a sand or DE filter, make sure you're backwashing them thoroughly. Or if you have a cartridge filter, make sure you're taking that out and cleaning it. because that suntan lotion or any body oils or anything like that, it filters right back through into the pool and it clouds the pool up. A little bit of advice.
Advice. Ow!
A lot of people probably don't even realize we're live. Ugh.
And I have my phone upstairs charging, so I can't check it.
Oh my god!
Long ass day today.
It was.
Need to get a light for under here.
Do we know?
Yep.
She has spoken. I guess we need to get a light for her.
Yep. Foot's down.
Oh. Ow. And we've actually only been on for 16 minutes.
Tell your friends that we're on. Tell your neighbors, aunts, uncles.
Yeah, we do this
cousins.
the first of every month. And guys, this is for you. We do this for the homeowner, the pool owner. Okay. We want you guys to know about your pools, and I'm going to be honest with you. One of the main reasons we want you to know about your pools, is so that you kind of get an idea of what to look for when you're dealing with service companies, retail. You kind of know what you're looking for, what you're talking about. Because I hate to say this, but a lot of these companies are trained now to sell. That's really it. There's a lot of them that actually don't really know.
Tony, yo,
what's up, Tony?
Up?
I will
BF.
tell you, chemistry is something that is a lost art, and it is an art form.
Happy Thursday.
But it is something that is lost. There is no real chemists, pool chemists out there anymore. At least up here in PA. Tammi and I have cleared up some pools and seen some shit lately that we're both going, what the fuck?
Especially the grids.
Yeah, I mean, it's
those
just
grids. If you didn't see the live we did yesterday,
you wouldn't
go
appreciate
check
it until
out.
you saw the live.
The band, Tony, is on a little bit of a rest because it's been so freaking hot up here.
And we've been busier than shit.
And everybody in the band has been busy with work. So once the temperature cools down a little bit and everybody's not so busy, then they'll get together again.
Yeah,
Gary's only been up in the attic once in the past week.
No, once in the past 2 months. It's been crazy, man.
Well, I'm just saying recently.
Oh, recently, once, I think, a week ago.
But it's been
either a week or 2 weeks ago. But before that, it was a couple months. I haven't had the time. Her and I are so busy. And I mean, I'm just I'm biting my fingernails waiting on closings because closings are going to be hectic.
It's been bitch ass hot up here.
And it's been ridiculously hot upstairs.
His kit's in the attic, and it's really not a whole lot of.
Thank you, Tony. Yeah, we're crazy busy.
Yeah.
And we just keep getting, it's just snowball effect. We just keep getting them coming in. And that's kind of where I was going with what I was saying, that, we know the industry. I know the industry so well. I can tell when, well, hell, I can tell when somebody's bullshitting too, but, I listen, and I've listened going into some of these stores. And I've listened to things that told. I was in there to get something because they had it, and I just didn't want to go back to my supplier. So I would walk into the store. It's a national chain. Not going to use a name. National chain. And I would walk into the store, and it's happened more than once. I'd walk in, and I'm getting whatever I had to get, and I'm standing in line, and they're testing somebody's water. And I'm sitting there going, what the fuck? There's been a couple times I've actually said something. I've been like, that is actually incorrect information. And I would give my spiel, and they'd be like, and the people would be like, can we talk to you outside? I was like, yep. So I'd go outside and I'd talk to them, tell them how it really was. And a lot of times give them my number and they would get back to me and they'd say, what you told me to do, clear it right up. So the thing is, guys, you have to understand that these companies, these I will name drop these. I'm not going to tell you which company that was, but companies like Fox Pools, Leslie's, big box chains like that. Leslie's, I know, used to have a book that they used to train. The book used to be, I used to have one. I never went through the training, but I had the book. I had a friend of mine that did. I worked, the store that I used to, the retail store I used to manage, the first one that I managed, one of the guys there, I don't even remember his name now. I could picture his face, but I don't remember his name. He actually had gone through, he worked at Leslie's. So he went through the book. He actually managed the Leslie's. So he went through the whole workbook, note, textbook. It wasn't a textbook. It was a hardback. There was a softback, but they just called it a textbook. But it was like this thick of shit that they had to learn. And, you know, I read it, and some of the shit I was kind of like, what the hell? And he goes, yeah. He goes, that's what they're teaching people. And that was back then. So I can only imagine how it is now. The problem that they have is they hire college kids. They hire
Or people just looking for a job that
yeah.
really don't know.
Yeah, they kind of do the, you know, the hot bodies thing. And, you know, they get these people in there and they teach them how to read the
And that goes for other companies too, that we are being told
yeah, I mean,
that nobody really knows what they're doing.
It's there's a lot of them.
They go in and ask questions, and they look at them like, "Why are you even asking me that?" Or they just flat out don't know.
Or they give them a bullshit answer. So, unfortunately, you know, Tammi and I hear all of this. I mean, we hear all of it. We have heard negative things. As a matter of fact, we have not heard one positive thing. This is not a joke. This is not a joke. We have not heard one positive thing about any of the swimming pool service and repair companies or retail companies up by us. Not one. Yeah. Not one negative thing. And a lot of the ones, shame. It is. It really is. And a lot of the ones even down in by Bucks County and stuff like that, we're picking up pools down there. Picking up pools down there because these other companies are wasting people's time and money.
And people are quickly becoming really tired of the bullshit that they're getting told.
It really is a damn shame. But you know, these big box stores are
shooting themselves in the foot.
I mean, other than shooting themselves in the foot, but they're giving the pool industry a bad name because these companies are huge. So, you know, like you say, Leslie's Pools. Everybody knows who Leslie's Pools is. Everybody knows who that is. Everybody who has a pool. There's people who don't have a pool that know who Leslie's Pools is because they're nationwide. I'm going to tell you right now, we haven't heard anything good about them this year yet. Like nothing. Nothing good. We have a bunch of their customers now that are ours. At least 3 or 4. At least.
Oh, there's more than that.
There's more than that. But I'm just saying at least 3 or 4. And what we have heard is lack of knowledge of chemicals and lack of assistance, lack of help because of lack of knowledge. We're not saying anything we're not told. We're directly told this out of customers' mouths, guys. And I hate to say this, but there's no answers other than Tammi and I. We take what we do seriously. We love what we do. This is a passion for me. Like automotive was years ago, pools are to me now. Now, I still like automotive, but I don't want to do it for a living every day. To be honest with you, what automotive actually did to me, what working as a mechanic actually did for me, professionally working as a mechanic actually did for me, is it ruined me while I was doing it. It ruined me wanting to build my race cars and work on my muscle cars and build engines and go drag racing. That's what it actually did. It ruined it. So now that I don't do it anymore and I'm doing pools, I can't wait to get a house with a garage so I can start getting toys again. Muscle cars and build race cars and stuff like that. But the point of the matter is that the pool industry as a whole is really dropping off, and it's a damn shame. But the pool industry as a whole, especially these bigger companies, are lacking in knowledge and training. Now, from what I understand, I'm told they still train people, but I'm also told that a lot of these people have people there that a lot of these companies have people there that don't know anything. It's a shame, but they're taught to sell. They're not taught to ask the correct questions, which is what Tammi and I do. Tammi and I ask the right questions. We ask questions based on pictures that we ask to see of your pool and your filter system. That's how we start deriving our information. Um, that's just. I mean, that's just. It makes sense if you think about it. Because this can lie. Water sample, it'll look clear in a bottle, but when you look at the pool, it might be green, might be brown, might be black, might be cloudy.
Send Tina a message then to let her know to move the car for street sweeping. Lisa came over earlier, but nobody was home.
Oh.
Look at that. I brought this out to put in the trash. And
I'll probably forget. Send me a text so that it'll be fresh. Well, if her car is here, she's got to be here.
Unless it's
the other car's back here.
Unless it's her daughter that's taken her to work because she was driving.
Oh, it probably is. Okay. All right. If you have any questions, guys, fire away. I'm just talking until questions start coming in. Remember, this is Q&A. This is for you guys. So if you have questions about your pools, fire them off. Well, that's what we're here for. We're here to answer your questions. And do me a favor, when you get a chance, spread the word around that we're doing this. We want as many people to be able to get this information as possible. We don't like people being in the dark about their pools. And unfortunately, some of the answers you're getting, we know for a fact some of the answers you're getting are not correct. We know that for a fact. Because we're being told what these companies are telling people. What you're being told, we're going, that's no. I mean, if you would have seen the grids that this one company told this lady were fine, you guys even would have been like, what the fuck? It was ridiculous. Because they were far from fine. First of all, they had holes in them. And secondly, they were stained. They were stained so bad they weren't going to keep anything clear. And they told her to keep it running. Idiots. Sorry, not sorry. But, when we clear a pool up from green, brown, or black, and yes, brown or black, we don't run the pool. We clear that pool up completely by chemical. That pool does not run until that pool's either cloudy or clear. At least cloudy. And then we do whatever's needed to be done to get it from cloudy. But we do not run the pool while there is green, brown, or black in that pool. It does not run. It cleans up on chemical alone. We know the right amounts, we know the right chemicals to use, and that's how we do it. Your filter system will not run until it's clear, or at least not green, brown, or black anymore. So, but anyway, so
Brenda, good evening.
Brenda's on? Which one?
Berner.
Oh, she's not showing up here.
She's a phantom.
It's weird. I don't know why it doesn't. Hi, Brenda. So again, Q&A live. If you guys have any questions, ask them. We want to answer your questions. That's what we're here for. That's what this whole thing's for. And like I said, start spreading the word. Tell your friends that we do this. The first of every month, unless it's a holiday, the first of every month we will do these. This is our second one. The last one we actually had quite a few questions. And I know not everybody's going to have questions every time. That's fine. But we're going to keep doing these because we want the masses to know about their pools. And, I am willing. I like giving out the information. I like teaching. And I know that there's a lot of people that really appreciate what we do, and that's why we keep doing what we do. So, uh, let your friends know. What are you doing? Okay, come up here.
No, it shows. Oops. It shows how many thumbs up.
No, it doesn't. That's how many people just hit the like button because you just hit it like 17 times. Anyway, um, yeah, pass this around that we're doing this because I want people to get real world answers. I want people to get. Now it's actually coming. I want people to get real world answers. I want people to get answers from actual pool techs that are out in the industry, that are out there every day, taking care of pools, fixing pools, cleaning pools, opening, closing pools, diagnosing water issues. By the way, that's another thing. We do mobile water testing. We have a computer, just like the one in the store, except it's smaller. It's mobile.
Yeah, there might be different versions of.
Well, it doesn't matter. Anyway, the computer that they're using at the store, we do the same thing. Ours is just mobile. It's in a little waterproof box that we take with us, goes wherever we go. So let's say you work in an office building. You don't get home till late or whatever, and you want to get your water tested. Well, if you take your water in a bottle, okay, and you keep it out of the sun, take your water, take it with you to work, keep it somewhere cool, out of the sun. We will meet you at your job. We will meet you at your job. We can test your water right on the spot. Okay, that's one of the services that one of the many services that we offer. We do mobile water testing.
Yep.
We do travel. We have been asked to go all kinds of places. We haven't gone yet because we haven't had any schedule yet, but we have been asked and we will go. Price is going to reflect distance, but we will go. And, I will tell you right now that a lot of times it's seeming that the extra price you're going to pay is probably less than what some of these companies are charging, especially over time if they can't get it right. See, what we're finding out, and this is coming from customers that are coming to us from other companies, retail and service companies. There's a lot of guessing going on, especially with like green pools, cloudy pools, brown, black. There's a lot of guessing. They're not asking questions, and they're not really testing the water as thoroughly as we do. They might be running a dip test, but they're not running through computers. And if they are, they apparently don't know what they're looking at because they're not doing the right thing. Let me put it to you this way. We went to a pool that a company, I forget what company it was now, it was up here, was messing with this pool for months. The pool was cloudy when we got there. We're like, and she said they can't get it past this. Seriously? We did one thing. I'm not telling you here. We did one thing and it fixed it within a couple days. It was fixed. And she was like, what the hell?
And that was the first thing that we always do when we come into a scenario like that is we do water testing.
Yep. And mobile, the water testing, and
mobile and non-mobile.
The water testing, well, it's all mobile technically.
Well, except for two of the tests because the mobile one doesn't do those tests.
Oh, yeah, but okay, but yeah, we still do mobile.
Yeah.
But what I will tell you is Tammi and I were both extremely floored by how simple the fix was. One chemical, I think it took 3 days, crystal clear. That's all they had to do. The problem is they didn't know that.
And the problem is when you're going into
and they can't use it. They didn't see the pool. They were at the pool, looking right at it, and they couldn't figure it out. Sorry.
A lot of the problem is when people are going into the stores with a sample, the sample is clear in the vial.
That's what I was saying.
However, your pool is not the same color. It is cloudy.
Or green, or brown,
when they do
or
the
black.
test, And we've gone to many a pool
I don't like how
that this
keeps
is the
shutting off
same
back there.
scenario. They go in, the company does the water test, and they give them a printout. Here's what you need to do. But what they're needing to do is, if the water was clear,
It's a maintenance dosage. If the water's already clear, that's all it is. They're not
it's
giving
not
you that
going
over
above
and
and
above
beyond.
level. Okay? That's what we do. That's why we ask for pictures.
And or they're giving wrong chemicals to use.
They're either giving wrong chemicals or wrong amounts. And it just, for instance, here's another one. So we got this pool.
If at any time anybody has any questions,
yeah, send them in. Fire them in.
Feel free to put them up
Fire
there.
a question away if you have.
That's what this is for, the Q&A.
We went to a pool recently, probably about 2 months ago, maybe 2 months ago. I'm gonna say, let's just say 2 months ago, and she contacted us. It was actually a friend of Tammy's. Contacted us and said, "I can't get my pool clear." Okay, so sent us pictures right away. Tammy and I pretty much knew what the issue was. We pretty much knew what chemical it was going to need. And it was only going to be one. She had a friend. I can get your pool clear. Well, the lady, Tammy's friend, had already told Tammy that she had a level 12 chlorine. So this friend told her, put one tablet in your skimmer and
turn off your return
jet
fountain, because there was a little fountain,
which didn't do shit. So, and I said to Tammy, she said, and it'll clear right up. I said to Tammy, I looked at Tammy and I laughed because Tammy read it to me. And I'm like, so she's got a chlorine of 12 already. Listen to what I'm saying. She got a chlorine of 12 already, and it's still cloudy. So what the hell is adding one tab to the skimmer going to do? Introducing more chlorine. Nothing. So we figured it was going to be one of 3 different possibilities. So she didn't even wait. She said she was going to wait 2 days. She didn't even wait to 2 days. She called her next day. She messaged her and said, okay, I give up. She said she was going to give her 2 days. Didn't even give her the 2 days. We went out there. We looked at the pool. She took the test, and it was exactly what her and I both said was one chemical cleared that pool up in that
1 day.
One day. Cleared that pool up.
Within 24 hours.
She was blown away.
We were blown away because it normally takes longer than just 24 hours.
It does, normally. But that just shows you what testing the water does. But here's the problem. If we did a water test and handed you guys the results, you're going to know what to do with them? Just having the results doesn't mean you can read them. Doesn't mean you understand what the numbers mean. So there's another problem.
And when you have a pool, let's just say black, brown, gross, you don't want to just put in the bare minimum.
Right.
You got to go over and above.
Right. Especially with your chlorine. But the problem is, and I'm going to be honest here, the problem is the majority of the amount of chlorine scares people. Scares them to death. I've been doing this a long time, so I know the amounts that you need to use.
When we tell people we need to do
blah blah
X amount of chemicals, they're like, whoa.
Yeah.
And we always say by tomorrow you're going to see this pool shining green from our house. We always make a joke about it because we put a lot of chemicals in.
But we get results. The last one we did,
as quickly as possible.
The last one we did, this one was crazy. The last one we did was black, and I mean black.
There's a post on it.
We put a holy shit amount of chemical in it. The next day, blown away. We were blown away. The next day, that pool was clear because of the amount of chemicals we put in. But we knew that there was going to be a difference. We didn't know it was going to clear it up that fast. We also didn't know it was going to get that clear that fast. The next day, they could see the bottom of the pool.
We went back there 3 days later
Yep.
to do the first vac.
Yep. And then it was one full week, and that pool, from the time we put the chemicals in, it was 1 week. It was last Saturday, 2 Saturdays ago, and it was last Saturday we got her running. So it was one full week. She was up and running, and she's been swimming.
And she needed new grids.
Yep, we put new grids in because the other company, those are the ones we. Matter of fact, they're in the one pool school video that we just did on DE grids.
Yeah.
How to know when they're bad. Yesterday. Her grids. No, they weren't her grids.
Yeah, they were.
No, they weren't. The new ones, the old ones were. Oh yeah, they were.
Yes.
You're right. I'm sorry. The new ones were Gina's. Never mind.
Right.
Yeah, the old ones were her grids. They were her grids that we took out of her filter, and they were like, really? DE was going back into her pool, and they told her grids were good. So this is another thing. If you don't know what you're looking at or for, if you're not going to look at stuff to really look at stuff, how are you going to be a pool tech? Oh, wait. What's the matter? Don't know what you're looking at? So, but in all seriousness, I mean, it's kind of...
all serial in this.
It's kind of a serious question, though. Like, if you don't know what you're looking at, if you don't know what you're looking for, or you're not going to look, how can you tell somebody your shit's good? And I'll tell you another thing that he told, that this company told them, their tech. Said, oh, well, maybe the filter system is just old and tired. You need a whole new system. Was trying to sell her system for $4,000. System doesn't cost $4,000.
That's like the second, maybe third best thing that I've heard so far in 9 years.
Yeah, that's what while she was back in the pool, that's what she was telling me. She's like, yeah, if I didn't call you guys, I'd have been putting a system on here. She goes, you guys saved me a lot of money. And that pool's crystal clear. Yep. It looks beautiful. So,
I was going to say something.
Yeah, I know you were.
I should have interrupted you when I had the freaking thought.
You should have, because you do all the time anyway.
Because now I can't remember.
I don't like that light flickering back there.
It's probably Reggie. God dang it. Now what the hell was I going to say?
She ain't going to remember.
No.
It's not going to happen.
No. I'll remember when it really doesn't freaking matter.
She'll remember in about 15 minutes when we're off.
And then we'll have to go live because I'll have to finish my thought. What were you were just talking about the grids.
I'm gonna bother the shit out of her.
Damn it!
See, she hates when I do the shit to her.
Again, questions, if you have them, shout them out.
Shout
That's
them out,
what we're
guys.
here for.
That's what we're here for. This is what this is, Q&A.
Otherwise, we're just two babbling idiots.
Rambling.
Maybe if I drink more, I'll remember.
That's probably why she forgot.
Everybody, it's Thirsty Thursday. Get your favorite drink. We were talking about the grids, talking about her pool.
Scheduling, while we're on the subject real quick. Scheduling.
I can't remember.
Make sure you guys get on schedule for closings. We are starting to schedule closings already. We actually have all of our regular customers are basically already scheduled. We know when they want to close. So our schedule is already starting to build. I can tell you right now, and I'm actually going to do a live on this. Or did we do our? Did we already do that live? On when to close? No. No, I don't think I did that one yet. Did I?
No, I don't.
Anyway, if I didn't,
remember.
if I didn't, I will be. If I didn't, it's still set up in my StreamYard.
And
thing.
if we did,
go look at, go watch it. But anyway,
just do it again.
Open cold, close cold. Okay. Why? Well, there's a very simple reason for that, actually. Algae.
Because we said so.
Because we fucking said so.
Because Stone Cold said so.
Because pizza.
Because pizza.
So, open cold, close cold. Here's why. Seriously. Because algae won't grow in cold water. Why? I have no idea, but it doesn't grow in cold water. It likes heat. So, the chemicals that we put in to close the pool will not last if it's too warm when you close the pool. If it's too hot when you close the pool, those chemicals get baked out quickly. How much time? I don't know exactly, but they get baked out quickly. Usually probably a couple days, weeks, something like that, depending on how hot it is. So, open cold, close cold. Because then algae doesn't have a chance to even grow. All right? That is an industry standard. We start openings around March. Used to be the first day of March. We don't have that customer anymore. Usually it's now middle to late March, and we don't stop closings until November, sometimes December. All right. So we are one of the longest running, earliest starting, and latest running pool companies up here. And we start closings. It depends on the year. Sometimes it depends on the season. Sometimes we'll start in September. Sometimes it's October. Usually it's late September, early October. We'll start closings. And we go for usually at least 2 months.
And we do monitor the weather. So
Yes,
if for some reason it gets colder quicker,
we'll let you know.
Then we'll start sending out messages, hey.
Or like last year, it was freaking bitch-ass hot for a week and somebody wanted to close, 2 people. Tammi sent the messages, and the one said, well, no, I'm going away. Nobody's going to be here to maintain the pool. He wanted to close anyway. The other one was like, holy shit, I'm glad you told me that. Yeah, let's leave it open another week or 2. So we monitor the weather, and we will give you suggestions. Hey, we don't suggest you close it because you're going to be, mid-80s.
There's already one of our customers that wanted to close her pool by the end of this month.
Yep.
And I said, that's probably not a good idea because they opened
late.
The beginning of July.
Yeah, late. Real late.
Actually, no. Nasty. It was the beginning of June.
Yeah, it was the beginning of June. It was
beginning
nasty.
to mid-June.
It was expensive because of all the chemicals we had to use to get it cleared up. And we closed it, which is not normal. When we close pools, they usually open up blue.
She normally opens up clear too, but because they waited so long.
Too long. Yeah, and they closed early last year too.
And they have a lot of dark bushes around the pool, which then, along with the dirt, makes a big giant tea bag because of the cover that they have. And I said, we'll monitor the weather. Here's the 2 scenarios you can go. If you want to close, we'll close it, but I highly suggest you take advantage of the winter service. And I told her what that entails.
Winter blue is that winter service called winter blue.
Or you can keep it open until it starts getting cold and there's no coming back to the warmer weather. And I explained to her why, and she said, sounds good, so we'll just bring the cover up for you and then we'll close whenever. So, and I said, trying to save you from an expensive opening and having to go through waiting for like a week or 2 weeks.
And really potentially staining the pool.
Yes.
Staining the liner, or
big time.
Hers is a liner. But you can stain a pool that way. We actually had a customer, we don't have her anymore because she turned out to be a wacko. But anyway, we had a customer that another pool company from around here had closed her pool and they didn't vac. We vac when we close that. When we open and close, we vac the pool. Matter of fact, when we close, that's how we lower the water when we close it, we lower the water by vacuum to waste.
We use our external pump.
Right. So, the owner of this other company said, no, it's fine, it won't stay. Well, guess what? When they opened it up, pool was stained, permanently stained. And I even tried to brush it, and we tried the only thing we could have done was taken all the water out and acid washed it. It's the only thing we could have done that would have saved it. But she said she didn't want to do that. She's like, I'll just live with it. So, actually, she was planning on doing it first, and then she decided she didn't want to. But
and I was like, thank God, because I really didn't want to do that.
Yeah, I really don't. I don't really like doing acid. Acid washes are, they're tough. They're a pain. They're easy to do, but the acid, sucking in that acid, ugh. Anyway, so if you would like, our winter services are the winter blue, which is anywhere from 1 to 2 visits per month, depending on what
your scenario
is in your backyard and your pool. 1 to 2 visits per month. There's a cop. Oh, no, it's not. We check cover fitment, make sure it's fitted correctly.
Fitment?
Still. Yeah, fitment. Cover fitment. That is a word.
Is that a word?
That is a word.
We
check cover fitment to make sure it fits. It's on there correctly. If you have leaves on, we try to remove them the best we can. If you don't have a cover pump, we usually will blow it off or sweep it off. If you have a cover pump and there's no water on it, if you don't have,
want to get a better blower.
Yes. If you don't have a cover pump and there's water on it, we will scoop out as much as we can. I highly recommend you get a cover pump if you have any kind of solid cover, whether it's an in-ground or above ground, and you have any type of solid cover, whether it's a water bag cover, an above ground pool cover, or a solid winter cover. Recommend you have a cover pump.
Especially on an above ground.
Yep.
Because if you have an above ground pool and you have a shit ton of water
and leaves and weight,
if you're not taking any of that water off over time, what do you think's going to happen? If you have it secured with the cable, if that pulls in and you have any kind of weak wall, guess where I'm going with that.
Pull the wall in.
Guess
but
where I'm
the
going
other thing
with
that it does is when that water pushes down, go into your kitchen, get a cup of a coffee cup, a decent size one.
It's also going to lower your water a hell of a lot more.
That's what I'm getting to. Put water in your coffee cup about that far from the top. This is a test. Take your fist, put your fist down inside that coffee cup, and watch what happens to the water. Same thing happens to your pool when water sits on the cover heavy with leaves or whatever, and you don't get it off of there. It pushes down, comes out wherever it's going to come out.
Yeah.
So the other thing that we do is we don't put the plugs in the bottom of the above ground pool skimmers. We leave it open. That way, if you don't have the door on the front of the skimmer, the skim door that you put on the front that keeps the water from coming out.
Door.
Yeah, that's in a car, dear. Can you tell she's married to a friggin' mechanic? If you don't have that cover, what happens is the water comes up, goes into the skimmer. If it's allowed to stay in the skimmer, it'll crack the skimmer over the winter because ice expands. So we let it come in and it drains right out the skimmer. It'll drain right down into the pipes and out. And right out there. If we have hard plumbed it, it'll go right out the pump. All right. But we check your cover. We try to get leaves off if there is any. We check your chlorine level. If you need chlorine, we use liquid and we put liquid in. We also check if you have floaters. If we closed it, you have floaters under the pool cover, we will put tabs in as needed. If the water is icy, we'll punch through the ice and we will still check, but we use our sticks. We don't use the computer during the winter. Okay? But basically, we're keeping you blue so your opening is normal. Go ahead.
Another thing as far as cover pump is concerned, on in-grounds, if you have a tarp and you're using water bags, and for above ground, because we have a customer that uses water bags, actually 2 customers that use water bags on their above ground pools because they have a tarp cover. Make sure you have a cover pump, because the heavier your cover becomes and you have the cover bags, the water bags, a lot of those water bags get punctured or break over the winter. And next thing you know, you're losing the weight of the water bags and your cover's going to slowly start to go into your pool.
Accurate. One of the other services that we offer for the wintertime is repairs and upgrades. What is repairs and upgrades? Well, number one, sand changes. Excellent time to do a sand change.
Because there's no water,
There's no water in the system to worry about, and the sand dries. Excellent time to do a sand change. Plumbing. If you need any kind of plumbing, excellent time to do plumbing. No water in the system. Excellent time to do plumbing.
Within reason. We're not going to come out when there's snow on the ground and try to do plumbing or any kind of repairs. Within reason.
And if it's bitch ass cold either.
Right.
So, but another thing is filter system. Let's say you need new grids. Excellent time to do them. Put new grids in. It's a pretty simple job. Your motor is not gonna last. Let's say your motor needs a seal, or your motor has bearings and they're on borrowed time. Excellent time to change a motor out. No water to worry about. Excellent time to change a pump out.
Also, with the winter service, while we're talking about, obviously we're not coming out if it's bitch ass cold, we do monitor the weather. So if we have services that are scheduled, we look at, and if we come out once a month, normally it's in the middle of the month, we check the weather. Okay, what day is going to be the best to go out and do this stuff? So you will get service.
It may not be the same time every month. In other words, you may have second week one month and fourth week the next month. Right. So it is what it is. That's just the way it works, and that's weather based. Usually, you will be a minimum of 2 weeks. Like, in other words, if we come out the second week in this month, we're not coming out the first week of the next month. We're going to go to third or fourth.
I usually try to keep everybody right in the middle.
Yeah, as much as possible.
Yep.
But, and then, like I said, the repairs and upgrades, it's a really good time to do all that because, like I said, there's no water in the system to worry about. We don't have to fight water. So, safety cover. This is the one with the springs or straps. Mostly springs, though. We have a lot more springs than straps. Safety cover service, solid and mesh. What do we do for that? All right, let me go into this.
What do we do, Johnny?
Safety covers. Safety covers, and Tammi can vouch for this, are probably one of the most commonly screwed up, put on incorrectly things in pools. I went to school for them.
Big time.
They are so incorrectly put on, and they void your warranty with what they're doing. They are not supposed to be a fucking trampoline. And that's what a lot of these guys do. They want them to go straight across the pool. They're not supposed to. They're supposed to have sag to them. A little bit. Not much. A little bit. You should be able to bend down on your knees, take the bar, and just go click, and click it right on. You should not have to struggle to pull that on.
It's not supposed to be
the springs,
come and help me, which we've done quite a few times.
The springs are about that long.
We'll have to do a pool school video on that because we do have a spring or two.
The springs are about that long. The spring itself on the actual cover, on the end of the cover. The spring is about that long. When it's on the pool, it's only supposed to go down about an inch on each side. If it's too tight and the spring is too close together, it's no longer has the spring, no longer a solar cover. I mean, it's no longer a safety cover. It loses the whole safety aspect of the cover. It also pulls on the stitching It also elongates the spring. It voids the warranty. And guys, they know it. I used to install them for a very large company that I worked for. They schooled me on these covers. I know how to install and correctly adjust a safety cover, solid and mesh. I was schooled on it, so I know how to do them, and I know how to do them to make sure they're correct. They are not supposed to be straight across. They're not supposed to be a trampoline. They're not supposed to be really tight. So anybody that's doing that is incorrect. And as I said when I started this, that is the most incorrect thing done in the swimming pool service and repair industry is the installation and adjustment of safety covers. One of the most commonly screwed up thing is installation of a safety cover and adjustment.
Go ahead.
Go ahead, because you'll forget.
Here's another thing. If you have anybody else besides us closing your pool, here's another thing that we have found that a lot of them are doing. If you have DE
Oh, I know what you're doing.
or cartridge filter, when they close your pool, I would suggest after they're gone or even while they're there, so you can catch them in the act, make sure, well, then again, they're not going to do it while you're there. So after they're done closing it, pop the top on your filter.
Yeah, but a lot of them aren't going to be able to do that.
A lot of the companies that we have seen and come across over the years will take your grids and store them. They'll clean them and then they'll store them.
Or they won't clean them and they'll leave them there.
One, there's really no need for them to take the grids or the cartridges.
And they shouldn't be taking
them. Store them.
They shouldn't be taking them. They don't take cartridges. They shouldn't be taking them unless they ask you anyway. DE grids, they should not be taking the grid assembly unless they ask you. And they should not be charging you for storage if they just take them. Some of them are.
They're taking them and not bringing them back. They're keeping them to try to ensure that you're calling them back for opening.
Another thing that they're doing is some of them aren't cleaning them at all.
Yeah. We used to have a customer where we were trying to figure out what the heck is going on with the system here. We popped the top and guess what?
No grids.
No grids.
So here's another thing. If you're not sure, if you get a closing done from a company and you're not sure if they cleaned your grids or not, call us. We'll come and look at them. We'll pop that top and we'll check. Because I'm telling you, some of them take them, some of them don't clean them. And the worst thing to do is not clean those grids before you close them when you're closing the pool. You have got to clean those grids when you close the pool. Never let those grids sit with anything on them throughout the winter. It will ruin the grids. Who the hell is that?
Aaron down the street. That Tansy works with.
If you're not sure if you want to know if they clean the grids or not, I mean, you could ask them. I don't know if they're going to be honest, but you could ask them. But if you're not sure and you just have a weird feeling, contact us. Trying to think if there's anything else. I mean, we've been on here an hour, so.
Ow!
I think that's about it. If there's no questions, we are going to get going. Anyway. Thank you guys for joining in, whoever did. I hope you got something out of this. We will do this again next month on the 1st. do me a favor and do us a favor and spread the word so that we can keep this going. We want to try to get as many people knowledgeable about their pools as possible. All right. So thanks for joining in on the Q&A. Everybody have a great night. We'll talk to y'all soon. We'll see you on the next one. Later.